Welcome to Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings, with me, Gretta Chamberlain, and the Realm of Beings. Shifting Impressions, which is one of the vehicles that supports the transmission of the Realm of Beings, is here to assist you in delving into your being by providing numerous topics and discussions for you to intake as you deepen your connection with your inner world. Shifting Impressions is here to assist you in strengthening yourself as you excavate to understand your true nature. Join us today and learn to shift your mindset, shift your thoughts, and shift your focus to recreate your life and produce a new you. Shifting Impressions starts now.
Good morning and welcome to Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings. I'm Carol and I'm here with my co-hosts Gretta, Kathleen, and of course the Realm of Beings. The Realm, Gretta, Kathy, and myself, aka Shifting Impressions, would like to extend an invitation to come visit us on this 35th anniversary of the New Life Expo in New York City from October 19th to the 20th at the New York Bar Historical Building. That's on 44th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue. Gretta will be performing complimentary psychic readings as well as lectures and a workshop. Kathy will deliver a wonderful lecture, as well as yours truly, moi, being there to say hi. So get your tickets online at thenewlifeexpo.com. I also would like to remind everyone, happy anniversary to Gretta and the Realm. This is our 4 years of Shifting Impressions. Thank you, Transformation Network. Of course, you can always experience Shifting Impressions and the latest news on www.therealmofbeings.com, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and any of your other favorite streaming platforms. We at Shifting Impressions are very happy to be here on Transformation Network each Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time and 8 a.m. Pacific. Listeners, if you're new to the podcast, thank you for joining us and being part of this experience. These conversations will help you to look at your life and your creation of reality, to see what you're creating, how it shows up, and how to help you gain perspective so you can learn how to shift what you're creating in order to create what you want. So welcome everyone. To our new listeners or viewers to this podcast, each week, Gretta shares with us a quote given to her from the Realm of Beings, which first we discuss amongst ourselves, and later in the show, the Realm will join us to give us more insight on the quote that they've provided. For those of you who have been with us, you know this month we've been talking about health. And this week, our quote is, begin to surround yourself with the energy of self-love. If you find this concept debilitating to your nature, then you are solidifying lack of love of self. Consequently, you are supporting the actualization of experiences which will definitely test your fortitude and provide you with the realities that can test your entire being. So, who wants to start?
That's a long
Everyone,
one.
we should all say together, 1, 2, 3. All of us. Okay. Wow. Because we all have experiences with that.
Okay, Kathleen, are you going forward or what are we doing here?
Wait a minute. I have to think about this. Do I sabotage my health? When I think back, I think for years, maybe I did, because I wasn't aware that I was actually, that there were mental equivalencies and things that either supported my perfect health or did not support my perfect health. And, but now that I understand it, to be quite honest with you, I feel as healthy. I feel extremely healthy and I feel extremely blessed that I am, because whenever I feel myself coming down with something, I go look and see, okay, why am I experiencing this? I go to the books we talk about, Louise Hay, or Dr. Martell or whatever. And it's right there in front of your face. And if I change my thoughts, I change what happens to me. But I do recall one time when I was about 14, I had the flu. And I said, I shall never experience anything like that again in my life. And I have never had the flu.
Listeners, for those of you who have been with us for this month, I think out of all of us, Kathleen has shown the most significant grasp of this concept as far as her health goes and her physical. Any disability she had seemed to have disappeared. Kathy, I think you're like the perfect example of what we're trying to get across to people this month. You really have done an amazing job.
Thank you. But however, yes, I have, but there are some individuals and people that are sitting here, like this. What's that lady's name over there? Oh, that's hi, Greta. And you know the people that she guided me to, like with body talk and the Rolfing and the acupuncture, and just actually my journey towards self healing began with when I met Greta, and I had to give up a teaching career that I absolutely love. I loved teaching, and when I found out that I was not able to stand and walk and do the things that I used to do, because I was taught outside of the classroom. We were on virtual learning trips outside, and when that became very diminished because I had the back surgeries and things, it really affected me emotionally. And then you wind up just going, then you go, then you go, and it took a long time for me to understand. And I can't say understand. It was like once I realized through Greta and the facilitations and everything that I was creating all of that, and I started seeing improvements because everything about me, my energy changed. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like you were saying, Carol. It's kind of like it's like wakey, 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 wake up, wake up, wake up. And I realized, I said, you know what? I don't want to be on that little walker thing anymore. I'm not really interested in being what people will call handicapped. And so now I don't need the walker. I walk around and do whatever I want to do. And I do water aerobics and did that today. Can you tell? No, can't tell. But that's my intro to today's talk. But thank you, Carol, because it happened overnight, but not exactly overnight. I had to work on it.
Well, I think that's part of the whole thing is that, first off, Greta has just helped all of us. And I know my life changed tremendously when I first met her. And I just call her my mentor because I've learned so much. But Kathy, I feel like you are just such a perfect example of just how well creation of reality and healing yourself can work. I still stumble. I'll be truthful. I still stumble every now and then, but I'm working on it. And that's the whole thing. It doesn't happen overnight per se, or literally. It does take work and it takes practice, as Greta teaches
us. And a belief. See, I had to want it. And I decided that I wanted that. And I decided that I could do it. And, but and I know Greta will chime in the realm later. And you, Carol, you were also a student, a lifelong learner of this, as everyone out there listening, I hope is understanding what we're talking about today, because I really had to look inside of myself. And I had to understand what my emotions were, what my thoughts were. And that's when I began to connect that I was creating what I did not want to experience. And you went through these little phases of creation of reality. Like, how do you know you're creating that? Well, I knew I was creating some things when I decided, when I understood and uncovered, I actually unwrapped what caused it, is a better way of saying. I unsealed the envelope. It's like in this envelope, like what's happening now, Swami? And you open the envelope and go, oh, that's why I have that. And when I said, well, okay, I'll just change that thought. And with Greta and the exercises that the realm presents.
Mm. Yes, that's so true. That's so true for all of us. And I know that I do find myself stopping and thinking more. Why am I creating this? I literally was doing something a few minutes ago before the show started that had to do with printing pages. And my printer tends to be temperamental, shall we say. And things I just said, I'm not going to have any issues. Everything's going to work fine. And don't you know it, there was one particular paper that just did not want to go with the flow. So I stopped and said, why am I creating it? And I did exactly what you said, Kathy. I changed my thought, and lo and behold, the page printed perfectly. So that's what we learned from from Greta and the realm. I said the Greta.
Well, they are one. They are
one. You're absolutely right. Greta,
You know,
share your wisdom.
and I know we say it over and over again, and it's at the top of the quote, and it's love of self.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, there are people that think that that is selfish.
Mm-hmm.
And we've said that. But what people don't realize is that love of self is assisting you in creating realities of great health.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's when we think of the opposite that we can start to plummet into some type of disease, be it a physical or it can even be mental.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we can go into depression because I've gone to the doctor and he or she has informed me that I have chronic leukemia, CLL, or that I have uh, COVID, for instance. You know, we can go into a low vibration because we have to be, you know, there are people that have designed machines that you can use to help you get rid of diseases. Like there are a series of machines that come under the topic of radionics. There's the EE system, which deals with your emotional and your physical. And then there's the Therify machine that deals basically with your physical. And then there's I call it the grandfather of all of them, called the Rife machine. Dr. Rife has died years and years ago, but I think he was one of the first ones that started looking at diseases and equating them to their frequencies.
Mm.
So the reason why I'm talking about that is if we, and I'm including myself in this, can keep our vibration up, you know, right, Kathy, and higher, keep it as high as we possibly can. And one of the ways of doing that is to say, I love myself.
Mm-hmm.
I am experiencing loving myself. That helps you to keep the vibration up. Because to get a cold, you have to take on the frequency of it or the vibratory rate of it. You have to be equal to it and say, for it, you can create it and attract. Because it's a twofold process. It's a lot of people talk about attracting, the law of attraction, and that's good. They made a whole movie about it, you know, The Secret Doctrine or something like that, law of attraction. But what I tell people is before you can attract anything, you've got to create it.
Mhm.
You got to create it first. And how do you create it? You create it by your thoughts. If your thought is that I am not loving myself, I don't care about myself, I feel very lowly, I feel alone, nobody likes me, I can't get anything right, nobody appreciates me, you're going down the rabbit hole.
And you're
And when you
showing
go
how
down
you're
that
feeling
rabbit
about
hole,
yourself. That's how you're
right,
feeling about yourself.
right. So you're opening yourself up to having a dis-ease of some
Yeah.
sort, of some
And- and
sort. Go
exactly. And
ahead, Kathy.
that's why, like people will say to me, "You just go into the supermarket." Okay, but this is how I like to present Kathy when Kathy goes out. Because that's showing to me it's practicing love of self. And just knowing when I look good, I feel good. And it's just that I like looking good. I just do.
And you do.
I thank you. We all do. But I mean, it's like I never think about getting a cold, so I don't freaking get a cold. There are people that friends of mine go, oh, it's sinus season. I know I'm going to get the sinus. And just like that, they said, I know I get 3 a year, and every year they get 3. And I'm saying, I think I said last week, when you stop saying it, maybe you'll stop experiencing that. But I don't think about getting COVID. And I'm not saying people shouldn't do it. Look, please take care of your own health. Don't misunderstand me. I just don't think about getting sick, and I never did. But I did think about an operation, because apparently I had 2 back surgeries, and both were successful. So but it's like that kind of ordinary sicknesses. I never really never thought about it. It's just like a hot flash. I never had one because I didn't know I was supposed to have them. And everyone that's ever had one said, "Oh, my mother had them." Like Greta would say, like people implant these things in your head. I didn't know I was supposed to have one, so I never had them. Who knew?
I,
Sometimes too, when we're thinking about, like you said, you never thought about getting sick. In my case, I had to go back and figure out why I would get sick. Like I used to get strep throat every single year, exactly at the same time of the year. And I figured it out. It went all the way back to childhood. When I was in grade school, I was one of the only children whose mother went to work. Everybody else that was the generation of stay at home moms. And I was a latchkey kid before that terminology ever existed. But my mother, I guess, out of guilt, if I were to get sick, she babied me and mothered me so much. I got so much attention. And it took me 50 something years to understand that that's why I was getting sick, because I wanted attention, I wanted love. But Greta taught me that that has to come from me. And going back, Greta, to a word you used, you said selfish, that people, in my background too, we were taught about not being selfish. So the way I think of it now is loving myself, but not at the expense of others, if that makes sense. Because if you're trying to feel good about yourself, but it's only if you're making someone else feel bad, or they're creating, let me rephrase that, they're creating to make themselves feel bad, and you're supporting them in that, that might be considered selfish. Does that make sense? It's hard for me to explain that.
They don't love themselves from the get-go if they
Right,
want to put
right.
somebody else down. They think they do, but
That's
they don't.
true.
that's right. That's right. And I think all these things, what both you and Kathy have talked about is the sabotage part.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
forgot
think
about that word. Yeah, the
how do you
sabotage.
sabotage your own health? And one way you sabotage your own health is by thinking you're sick.
Mm-hmm.
That's one way to sabotage. I'm sick, and claiming it. You claim it. Like, oh, you don't look well. Oh, I have a cold. Look what you've done. I have it. So you've claimed to hold on to it. What else? What else happens with you? Oh, I have migraine headaches. I have migraine headaches every day. Look what you've done. You've given
Mhm.
yourself a migraine headache and you've given it to yourself every day. You're
Greta,
sabotaging your own self.
someone recently said, and I'm looking at them kind of strangely. I was basically as confused as a cow on AstroTurf when they said that. They said, well, every man, once he turns about 65 or 70, he's going to have prostate challenges and prostate cancer. I said, really? I said, you really believe that? And I'm like, I guess that's why you had it. I said, where did you get that crap from? But it was amazing to me, to the gentleman out there, that if that's a belief that you had, and if you wind up experiencing it, what we're going to suggest to you is that you have a belief that you're supposed to have it, and you created to have it. Is that not right, old Greta, oh wise one?
That's about it, Kathy. That's about it. You know, you claim it, you believe in it, you got it.
You got it.
You know,
That's why I'm claiming. I'm claiming perfect. In fact, I say I am experiencing, creating, and maintaining perfect health at every moment. And now I'm going into all realities in which I exist, and that has really helped a lot too. Um, with when people ask me how am I feeling, fantastic.
Mhm.
I feel fantastic, and
right,
when I say it, I do.
right,
Up I
right.
go. And now I don't even have to say it anymore because I'm walking like you taught me, Greta, with my affirmations and stuff. And Carol, you taught me also, and you have the same one, walking through life with joy and ease and peace. I don't have time for the drama. Don't have time. And I'm eating healthier, and I'm just enjoying myself. I just am. And that means I'm loving myself. If I'm enjoying myself, I'm loving myself. And the more I love myself, the better I feel, the more energy I have, Carol, because you're out there exercising. Greta's getting her other bionic eyeball, and I can't wait, because I got my eyeballs clipped, and I'm like, oh, okay. So now I got to wear these cute little red glasses, little readers, all different colors, matching my outfit. And but it's as you think, so you are, for those biblical people.
Exactly. Exactly.
You
It
know,
all starts with you, it ends with you, and everything. The lessons, the answers, everything is within you. And that's where you should be searching for your answers. Although I will admit I rely on Greta for a lot of guidance. I'm not going to lie.
well,
But I
well,
know ultimately that I'm the only one that can fix whatever needs fixing in me because I'm
but
the
you have
one
to
that created it.
be persistent. It's the
Yes.
persistence. You
Practice makes
cannot
perfect.
give up on yourself, and I refuse to do that. And I'm gonna tell you, if the suggestion was, Kathy, do yoga. Kathy did yoga. If the suggestion was to do Pilates, what pronounce that word? Pilates.
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 That
What is it?
Greta
Pilates.
suggested that. I
Pilates.
did Pilates. So I mean, if they suggested don't use sugar, Kathy cut out sugar. Dairy, Kathy cut out the dairy. So it's like you have to change. You have to change yourself. In fact, only you can change yourself.
That's
You
right.
have to change yourself. So
That's right.
the only virus I'm catching is a healthy one. I mean, perfect health. Perfect health. The perfect health virus. Always in optimal health. That's what I'm experiencing. I chew. You get it? Do you want to catch it now? Catch it, catch it, catch it.
I know I kept going with uh, for 2 years straight. I experienced COVID, right? But I experienced COVID on Halloween. I
What's the scared?
Halloween was my day. When it happened the first time, I said, "Oh, I feel terrible." I went upstairs. Myron had to give out the candy to the children. You know, I put it together, but he had to give it out, right? while I'm upstairs, laying in bed, commiserating and going, but Greta, you're in perfect health. Greta, you're in perfect health. I had to talk to myself, do some body talk. And then the next year came, I said, doggone it, I can't believe this. I am looping with COVID on Halloween
Maybe
because
you
then
just
I got it
need
again.
candy
Huh?
yourself.
On
I
the
got it
candy,
again.
I recount. She wanted that candy for herself.
That's it. That's exactly right. I would have eaten the candy.
But you know what? I said, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? And then I realized I enjoyed putting the candy together because we put it in bags. We made about 300 bags the first year. The second year, we just gave out wrapped cookies, 300 wrapped cookies. And I enjoy choosing the candy. I enjoy putting it in the bags, but obviously, I do not enjoy passing
Giving it
it out.
away.
So what did I create?
To not
I'm
have to.
sorry, I can't help you, Myron. I don't feel well. Notice how
Oh,
I claimed it. And
yeah.
then I would go upstairs and I hear him talking to the little children. Here you are. He enjoys doing that. Obviously, I didn't. But
Oh,
for this Halloween, I said, Greta, no, no, no. I talked to my unconscious. I said, no, we are in perfect health through the entire month of October, the entire month of November, and forever. I want to be in perfect health. And anything that's keeping me from being that way, I am getting rid of, or
perfect.
I am changing it. So that's it.
So
You
this year
know.
you're giving the candy out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Yep. Yep.
All right, ladies, it's that time. We're going to take a little break. Listeners, this is the part of the podcast. We're going to ask you to stick around. We're going to take a short break. And when we return, we're going to hear from the realm themselves. So it's a very exciting portion of the program. So again, thank you for joining us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, listeners. Thank you for sticking with us. We're here shifting impressions on Transformation Talk Network. We're at that portion of the program where the realm is going to come through Greta and discuss the quote they've given us in more detail. So, realm, are you with us?
Yes. Hello,
Oh,
everybody. Hello.
hi, realm. You're nice and happy. Good.
Yes.
High energy. We love that. You know, we're still talking about our health this month. And this week,
Yes.
the quote you gave was begin to surround yourself with the energy of self-love. If you find this concept debilitating to your nature, then you are solidifying lack of love of self. Consequently, you are supporting the actualization of experiences which will definitely test your fortitude and provide you with the realities that can test your entire being. So, Realm, would you like to expand on that, please?
Well, there are some people that have chosen to test themselves, but they forget that they chose it. So when it happens, they go, oh, when they go to the doctor, it's like it hits them like a steam engine coming down the track, because they're not ready to hear that. And then they don't want to think that they created that, you see. But everything that happens to you as an individual, that you personally experience it, it's important to note that you created it. Now, I know that in our quote, it has that word, or it's in the title or something about sabotaging.
Yeah, stop sabotaging your health.
Right. You can do that. It's quite easy. In fact, if you're a person that likes to think always that something's going to go wrong, or you're a type of person that always sees the glass half empty, or if you're a type of person that you believe in disaster after disaster, if you're a person that believes and supports yourself in looking at the mirror and say, I don't look good. I don't like myself. My eyes are too far apart. So you spend the time looking in the mirror and seeing everything that you could possibly find wrong with yourself. And then there are people, when you talk to them, only thing that they have to say to you is things that are horrible that are going on in the world. And they emphasize it. You'll find some people that, how are you doing today? You approach them with a lot of vim, vigor, and vitality. How are you doing today? Oh, I don't feel well. Oh, my cat is sick. Oh, my stomach aches. Oh, I shouldn't have come to work today. I knew I should have stayed home in bed. I feel like crap. That is what we talk about as the title of today's podcast dealt with, the S word.
Sabotage.
Sabotage. You're sabotaging yourself. Nobody else has to do it because you're doing a good job of it on your own. You see. And then another way of sabotaging is that you look at somebody else and you talk about that person. You carry on your own vendettas against that particular person, or you're going with the others. Oh, look, I don't know why she combed her hair that way. It really doesn't look appealing. So you go on and you talk. What you don't realize is that when you're judging somebody and you're criticizing somebody, that's energy. But the energy really is not going outward. The energy really turns around and goes inward. So what you're doing is, again, the S word, sabotaging yourself because you're focusing on low vibration. Now, we talk about, when we first started talking, there was a lady who mentioned to one of the women running, who was one of the co-hosts at that time, and the woman told her, said, I don't believe in that. I don't believe that you have to create your own reality by loving yourself. I don't think loving yourself has anything to do with what's happening to you. Well, I don't know what she thinks now, but if she kept that attitude, she's doing real well as far as being in the rabbit hole with Alice. You see, Alice will take you. She went down there in the rabbit hole. She sits down there with the rabbit, the Mad Hatter, and sometimes the Queen of Hearts rolls by. So if you want to sit down there with them drinking tea, that's okay. Sometimes people stay there a long time drinking tea, like years. And they can't find anything good about themselves. See, there comes a time when if you learn some negative things from your parents about how you are to function in this world, how you are supposed to appear, how you look, how you're going to accomplish things in your life, and they've negated you all along, you don't have to keep that up. If you want to sabotage yourself, then you're going to believe what they said about you is true. When in actuality, the only thing that they were doing was talking about themselves. You can't talk about anybody. You can't project. You can't say or criticize or judge. You can only do that through your own perception. And through your perception can create dis-eases. It can create even psychological conditions, you see. So the thing is to learn to say, forget that. I don't want to be bothered with that. Don't tell me. I don't care. If you think I'm too heavy, fine. Then that means you think you are too heavy. Because I'm all right the way I am. I love myself. I love myself. That's what you want to stand in front of the mirror saying. I love myself. I love myself. Ooh, I love you. Yes. Instead of saying, my eyes are too far apart. My lips are too small. My ears stick out like rabbit ears. My skin is blotchy. You see, that's sabotage.
Well, now, Realm, can I ask a question? Oh, Kathy, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I think you're gonna piggyback right off of me because you can also surround yourself. You trigger surrounding yourself with people that you think are your friends to support you in sabotaging, not loving yourself too, and how you look. You'll always find someone that will support you if you look for them. And that's something that the listeners maybe need to understand. When you start, if the friends around you are always picking at you and always supporting you and putting yourself down, are they your friends? And maybe you need to change up or change the way you think about yourself, which means they have to change what they say about you. Say it to
Exactly.
my face. Say it to my face. One of them kind of things. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Karen.
No, that's fine. But I was going to ask the realm when let's say in our reality for ourselves, our eyes are too far apart or our skin is blotchy. How can we fix that for ourselves so we can love ourselves more?
Well, it depends on the condition. If it's your skin that you gave, who can you go to? You can go
Sure.
to a dermatologist. You
Mhm.
can go to your stores that have medicines in them and look for salves that can help you. Do something. You don't sit down and just say, oh, I'm in this condition. You have to do something. You have to be active in the correction of the reality that you don't want. You have to be active in getting rid of it, is what we want to say, not to be active in keeping it. I hope that I did not say it like that. But you've got to be active in getting rid of realities that you do not want. Seek the solutions. You're going to seek inward solutions. The inward solutions will lead you to the outward solution. For instance, you're thinking inwardly, I want to lose weight. That's an inward thing. I want to lose weight. Then the outward participation becomes, I might use different weight programs to help me lose weight. I may change my diet. I may start fasting, you see. All of those things, except I left out one.
Exercise?
Nope,
Love yourself.
absolutely. Absolutely. Because that is going to give you the strength to change.
The
Mm,
energy, the energy
Yes,
that's it's going
yes,
to raise your
yes.
energy level. You're going to vibrate higher.
absolutely. Loving self just, I'm telling you, is a great thing for humans to embrace. That is why we are so focused on teaching it, even though we have people that feel that it's hogwash. We understand that, but if it's hogwash to love yourself, then you are supporting the process of sabotaging yourself.
Mm.
How can you say that to love yourself is not important? You can only say that if you feel that you are not important. But if you are about changing, then you're going to take on a behavior that supports you being willing to change, willing to participate actively in the change. If you believe in sound, give yourself a sound treatment. There are places that people do the singing bowls. There are places where they do the gong treatments, just playing a gong and you sit there and listen to it. That can help because it's sound. Sound helps in the healing process. Oh, you can go on what you call the internet and look up 432 hertz music. That's a healing music. Listen to it, play it around you. I'm about healing. I am not about sabotaging myself.
Realm,
Those
I
of
can
you
testify.
who are having challenges with prosperity, that's an unhealthy situation if you're low, down there, low, 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 low. Raise yourself, rise, rise, and show your magnificence.
I just wanted to put in their realm that I can personally testify about the sound treatment. I had knee replacement surgery last year, and it literally was the most painful thing I ever experienced. And one of our friends and students of Greta actually sent me a link to a specific sound frequency. I think it was for 32 hertz. And I would sleep with that on next to my bed, and it literally helped me heal faster and to feel less pain. So it does work. And of course, I believed it worked, and I was completely dedicated to healing myself quickly. And I did the physical therapy very diligently. I accelerated the healing as much as I could because I believed I could. And I did.
Because you were
So
practicing loving yourself. That's why you did.
exactly.
Because I
So
listened to 432 also, Carol.
So, I mean, I'm just letting the listeners know that sometimes some of this stuff we say, people think, oh, like, I think the realm used the word hogwash, or, they think we're full of it, as it were. I'm telling you, we personally have experienced these things ourselves, and they really do work. You just have to be open to the understanding that you're creating your own reality. And when you start looking at your life through those glasses, the reality glasses, I call them, you start to think differently. And when you change your thoughts, you change your emotions, and you change what you're attracting to yourself, you change your reality. It's all interwoven together. And stop sabotaging yourself. You're worth way more than that.
But you
You're
know
worth
what,
being
Carol?
loved.
You know what, Carol? What came to me is, like you mentioned, my journey towards self healing. And there were what I call the skeptics. And I said, well, I'm going to body talk and I'm doing Rolfing and I wanted to dance at my son's wedding and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And they were like, oh, no, would you like to speak with Greta? Oh, go ahead. You just go ahead. No, it's okay. It's okay. And so then all of a sudden they see you without the walker. They see you moving all around, doing, enjoying yourself, and they're scratching their heads, and it's very interesting to see where if only I could sense that. Gee, I wish I really believed that what she said was true, and that I would be there also. Am I making sense, Rel?
Yes, yes.
Am I making
They,
sense?
they saw the change in you, but didn't believe in themselves enough that they could do it also.
Thank you, Carol. You're very good at summarizing what I'm trying to speak out to them.
Because you're very good in what you're trying to speak out, and I can understand you well.
Well, I get confused in my own brilliance sometimes, so it gets a little tricky. Oh,
I think what trips us up a little bit too is the wording, because, we've been raised with the language we have, and we know from studying under the realm that many of the words we use are not real. We
they
know everything's
sabotage us.
illusion, but a lot of it does. It sabotages us.
Sabotaging words.
People use expressions and they don't analyze what that wording does. This was something I actually learned even before I met Greta. I forget who it was that taught me, a previous mentor. But remember the expression, oh, I love him to death, or I love her to death. why would you say that word? Why would you think that love and death would belong together? We use expressions without
Wait,
realizing what words.
let me pass out. Wait.
But it's not thought about how
We
powerful
don't.
the
We
words
don't. We
are.
don't. We don't.
Yeah,
No, no. The power of the spoken word, and that's why
absolutely.
the realm says, "Watch your thoughts, watch what
Watch
you think, watch
what
what you
you
speak."
speak. That is so
Absolutely.
true.
That is one thing we say. Thank you for saying that for us.
Well, we
We
learned it from you,
appreciate that.
Realm. Thank you for teaching it.
You're
Actually,
welcome.
but
Potent.
here's
It's
the other
very
thing,
potent.
Carol. We've reached a part in our lives, and just from our understanding of the creation reality, the knowingness stage
Mm.
now. You know what I mean? It's like
Yes,
before
yes.
you like, yeah, like what are you talking about? To is that really the doubting phase, and then um, you experience it, and then you hit like the knowingness stage, and it's like we're in between the knowingness and how to just enjoy and experience what you are creating in such a way that you can just go, okay, well, I created that code, but now I can uncreate it because I'm just going to change my thought. And it kind
I
of
can
sounds
create
like
my health.
right, it's like moving towards like understanding I'm the creator of that. I'm the creator of that reality. Knowing that I'm doing that. Am I on the right road, realm?
I agree
Yes,
with you.
yes, yes. You're talking about moving from a belief to a knowing.
Wow.
And
Okay.
a
You see, a
practice.
belief is a collective thought, but inside that collective thought, you have your own individual thoughts within it. You know, like one thought would be panic attacks.
Mm.
So inside the panic attacks, we have people who thoroughly believe in it. Then we have the other people who don't believe in panic attacks. So the people who have believed and have accepted that belief that this is what happens, you get a panic attack when this happens. They're going to experience that. It's like Kathleen said about, she gave an example and she said she didn't experience it. She's never experienced it. That's because she didn't want to. She didn't want to experience it. It's a matter of you making up your mind. It's a matter of you deciding I'm not sabotaging my health any longer. There's no need for me to sabotage my health. Is it really worth it? Is it worth laying in a hospital bed with all those strings connected to you? Is it really worth it? Is it worth it to walk around with a sling on your arm because you broke your arm when you fell down?
Mm.
Because you were angry? Because John Jones got a promotion that you felt that you deserved and you didn't get it? So you're angry about it because accidents are anger. So you fall down, you fracture your arm, you're walking around with it in a, what do you call those things that you,
Yes.
Sling, a cast.
yep, a cast or whatever, so is it really worth it?
I think for some people, they think it is, and that's why they create it.
Well,
Absolutely, because otherwise they wouldn't be experiencing it. If
True.
you think it's worth it, but somebody would tell you, oh, I didn't think that.
No, because they
They're
don't
going to tell you,
believe.
I didn't think that. But we don't have to worry about what you thought. We can see what you did.
Exactly.
well, on that note, ladies, excuse me, realm, bow, bow. I did it. Healthy, healthy, healthy. That's our topic next week, September 27th. Love yourself, enjoy the bounties of excellent health, support yourself in showing appreciation for your body and how it works for your healthy benefit. Show gratitude for each cell, organ, and system. Be grateful for the support that each part gives you and the realities that you create. Stay grateful, never waver from that. Take it away, Carol.
Thank you, Kathleen. I'm looking forward to next week's discussion. I hope it's as lively as this week was. I'd like to thank people here. I'd like to thank Transformation Network for hosting us. I'd like to thank Gretta, Kathy, the Realm, of course, and most importantly, listeners and viewers. Thank you for being part of this experience of shifting impressions. We hope you're creating the reality you want. Until we create each other again, have a great weekend.
Once again, thanks for joining us at Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings on TransformationTalkRadio.com. As you have explored today's creation of reality experience with the Realm and me, Greta, each of you is being supported by us in further developing the understanding that you are not just an individual existing in linear time and space, but a multi-dimensional force of infinite possibilities who is connected to all. So begin to create the realities you want. Join us every Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific Time and 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Shifting Impressions at TransformationTalkRadio.com. So long until we create each other again next Friday.